My landlady locked me in a room for one night with her 15-year-old daughter and told me to have a lot of fun tonight. I was shocked. How could any mother do such a thing? The poor girl was sleeping. Seeing her sleep, my intentions went bad. And what I did with her that whole night changed my life because my name is Arav. I was very troubled by unemployment. I was tired of looking for a job everywhere. One day I had an interview, but I didn't get the job there either. It was very hot. As I was leaving, I looked up at the sky. The sun was so intense that my eyes couldn't stay open, and sweat was dripping from my forehead. I took a deep breath and said to myself, "It seems like today the sun is also making fun of my hard work." I was already taking blows from life, and now the heat had messed with my mind too. I tried to shade myself with the file I was holding in my hand and started walking. I was walking quickly along the side of the road when suddenly I saw a tree. I went and stood in the shade of that tree. I found some relief there. I took a water bottle out of my bag, but it was also empty. My throat was getting dry, and there was no arrangement for water anywhere in sight. People were busy with their work, and I was alone fighting my own fate. My thirst was making my situation worse. Suddenly, I felt like someone was standing near me. Someone extended a hand towards me. When I looked, it was a hand, fair, white as milk, wearing a gold ring and shiny bangles. In that hand was a bottle of cold water. I looked up and was startled. It was an extremely beautiful woman, wearing a pink suit. She must have been around 45 years old, but looking at her, no one could say she was that old. Her body, her skin, the sparkle in her eyes, and the smile on her lips, everything was so perfect, like a model's picture. She said, "Here, drink some water. You must be thirsty, right? I've been watching you for a while. You look very troubled." I quietly took the bottle and finished all the water in one gulp. The woman seemed very rich. She had arrived in a big car, and looking at her lifestyle, I could guess she belonged to a wealthy family. I thanked her and said, "Ma'am, I came for an interview at a nearby office, but I didn't get the job. I have tried a lot, but luck is not on my side." I thanked her again and started walking towards home. At home, my sick mother and young sister would be waiting for me. I had to buy vegetables and cook food. All the household responsibilities were on my shoulders. Due to the lack of money, I mostly tried to walk. I was just leaving from there when I felt someone was following me. When I turned around, it was the same woman in the pink suit. She was smiling.
Thinking this, I was moving forward when the woman came up beside me and started walking in step with me. I stopped for a second, and she also stopped and stood there stylishly. Her actions seemed very strange to me. To me, she seemed like some kind of mental case. But the question was, why was such a beautiful woman following me? For now, my self-respect got in the way and I understood her cunningness well. I stared at her and said, "What's the matter, madam? Why are you following me? I have already thanked you. Now do I have to pay for the water too?" Hearing my words, she smiled. At that moment, she took out an envelope from her side and placed it in my hand. I was stunned. What could be in this? Why is this woman giving it to me? When I opened the envelope, I got a shock. There were a lot of notes in it. It was such a large sum that I couldn't even count them, but I got the idea that this amount was in lakhs. My hands started trembling. On one hand, I had only a few coins in my pocket, and on the other, these lakhs were in front of me. She said, "This money can be yours. I can give it to you. Do you want to be the owner of these rupees?" Hearing her words, I was stunned. For what work was she giving me lakhs of rupees? I asked, "Madam, why do you want to give me these 10 lakhs? We don't even know each other, no acquaintance, nor have I done any work for you. Then why are you giving me such a large sum? Are you making a fool of me?" That woman looked into my eyes and said, "I want to tell you something, but not here. Come, let's sit somewhere and talk peacefully." She was walking ahead of me, and I was behind her. There was a strange happiness in my heart. After all, 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs is not a small amount, especially for a person like me. This money was life-changing. With this much money, I could start my own business. Thousands of thoughts started running through my mind. That woman took me to a big hotel. After coming inside, we both sat in a corner. She ordered coffee from the waiter. After a while, she got a phone call and she got up and left to talk. I was looking around the hotel. It was a very big and royal hotel. Only rich people must come here. I had never even passed by it. After a while, that woman came back and sat on her chair. The coffee had also arrived. She said, "Drink coffee, let's talk." I was thinking to myself, I don't know what this woman is going to say to me. She was doing something on her mobile, seeing which I got a little scared. I was afraid that she might not ask me to do something that I can't. I am an honest person. I have always lived my life with simplicity. I didn't want to get caught doing anything illegal or wrong. After a while, she put the mobile aside. My coffee was finished. Then what she said, after hearing it, I was blown away. She said, "You will have to spend one night with my daughter. My daughter is very interested in boys. Believe me, she is crazy about young boys like you. Tomorrow is her birthday, and I want her to get a special gift. I want to gift you to her." Hearing her words, I was shaken to the core. I had never even thought that a mother could think like this for her own daughter. She wanted to use me to decorate her daughter's night. I shivered with shame. My ears felt as if they had gone numb. I immediately said, "Excuse me, madam. I am not that kind of boy, even though I am unemployed, poor, but my thoughts and respect are my biggest assets. I can never do such a disgusting thing." Saying this, I was about to get up and leave when she again placed that 10-lakh envelope in front of me. She was waving the money in front of my eyes. Her action had compelled me. I also wanted to improve my life. I couldn't see any hope far and wide. This was a golden opportunity which, by accepting, might change my destiny. I looked at the woman who was smiling and saying to me, while waving the money, "Think about it. It's only to your benefit. It's just a matter of one night, and just one night that can change your destiny. I thought you were needy, so I thought of helping you. Otherwise, my daughter has no shortage of boys. You are getting so much money for just spending one night. Then what's the problem in it? Or are you not capable of spending a night with a girl?" Saying this, she fell silent and started smiling, while I was very ashamed. I was thinking what to do, what not to do. Should I accept this woman's offer or refuse and go home? There was a lot of financial hardship at home. My mother was sick. I couldn't understand what decision to make. I also had a young sister who had to be married, and we had no other support. We had a small house. My father had left the world many years ago. My mother somehow educated me, but I still couldn't find a job. Unemployment was eating me up. I hastily decided that I was ready to accept that woman's offer. She smiled and said, "I expected this from you. This money will change your destiny." Then she gave 50,000 rupees as an advance out of the 10 lakhs. She said, "Here, take your advance. Go and get ready properly. The rest of the money will be given after the work is done." I took that 50,000 and left for home. On the way, I bought food from the hotel, got my mother's medicines, some fruits, and also got some groceries. When I reached home, my mother saw so much stuff in my hands and asked, "Today you brought cooked food instead of vegetables?" She was surprised, because I had never brought so much stuff before. My mother insisted I thought I would bring food from the market. My sister will also get some rest. My sister became very happy because she was always busy with household chores. Today, for the first time, she got a break from cooking. My mother became very happy hearing about my job and said, "May God give you success, son. If everything continues like this, the situation at home will change." My sister served me food. We all three sat together and ate. But my mind was still entangled in that woman's words. That girl, that night, those 10 locks. Was all this true or a trap? Whatever it was, the truth was going to be revealed only tomorrow. The next day, at the appointed time, I got ready and was about to leave the house when my mother asked, "Son, where are you going, so well dressed?" I said, "Mom, I told you yesterday. I got a job. I'm going there. You pray to God that your son succeeds." There was hope in my mother's eyes, and her face was glowing with happiness. I left the house, took a rickshaw, and reached the address given by that woman. When I reached there, what I saw in front of me left my eyes wide open. I looked at the address again, then at the place. It was not a house. It was a palace. I had never seen such a magnificent and grand house before. I started thinking, how can such a rich woman do such a thing? I stood at her door and started calling the number she had given me. She picked up the phone and said, "Where are you?" I told her, "Madam, I am outside your house." She said, "Why are you standing outside? Come inside quickly. I have been waiting for you for a long time." I fearfully went inside that house. I had only seen such a house in movies. Today, for the first time, I had stepped inside such a magnificent house. As soon as I entered, that woman was standing in front of me, ready. I said softly, "Madam, I am not just any boy. I am certainly helpless, but I have come to do this work only out of compulsion." She looked at me and started laughing and said, "I wanted to test your intentions. I was feeling that you would not do my work properly. But if you did not do my work properly, then I will not give you the money. If you want to take this money, then you will have to do as I say." She said to me, "Okay, come on, it's all right. You sit down." Then she called the maid and said, "Guests have come, make tea for them." The more surprised I was, the less it was for me. I was very, if her mother is so beautiful, then her daughter will also be equally beautiful. And when her mother herself was sending me to her daughter's room, then why should I refuse that work? I went up the stairs and came outside that girl's room. Her mother herself opened the room. My heart was beating very fast. As soon as I stepped inside the room, the scene in front of me was mind-blowing. The room was decorated in such a way as if it was my wedding night. A girl was lying on the bed. That girl was very beautiful. I had never seen such a beautiful girl before. But there was one strange thing. Why was that girl sleeping, or was she unconscious? Seeing her, I asked her mother, "Is this girl sleeping?" That woman started saying softly, "Because she is unconscious, and I am the one who has made her unconscious. Do only what you have been told. When the work is done, take the money from me." That woman patted my shoulder and left, locking the room from the outside. I slowly went and stood near that girl. She was so beautiful that my eyes could not move away from her. I was trying to control myself. Then I started concentrating on the work for which I was getting the money. It had been about 2 hours for me in the room, and that girl had stolen my peace. I looked out of the window of the room and her mother was strolling, perhaps waiting for me. I buttoned up my shirt and came downstairs. I went and stood near her mother. She was staring at me. I brought a smile to my face and said, "Madam, your work is done." Hearing this, a smile came on her face. She said, "My daughter didn't wake up, did she? She didn't give any reaction? She didn't bother you?" I said in clear words, "No, the poor girl is unconscious, and I have completed my work." Hearing this, she happily took out 10 lakh rupees from her side and placed them in my hand. She said, "Go now, don't show your face to me again. Your work is done. And remember, there is no need to tell anyone about this, otherwise you know what I can do to you. And in this work, you will also be blamed." I left from there after hearing all her words. I had got 10 lakh rupees just for sitting. For me, this was a matter of great happiness. I made an excuse to my mother and told her that on the first day of the office, the boss was happy with my work and gave me so much money. Now my work will keep increasing day by day, and poverty will go away from our lives forever. My mother was lost in some thought seeing my happiness. It was just night when that woman called again. As soon as she called, she started saying, "I am very happy with you. You have fulfilled my heart's desire. I didn't think you would do my work like this. I liked your work very much. If you need more money, let me know. I will send it," she kept saying.
What an amazing video it was that I had recorded in that woman's house. When the right time came, this video was going to be useful in getting more money out of that same woman's pocket. Now greed had awakened in my heart, which was not going to end so easily. When I looked at the time, it was 12 o'clock at night. I should have gone to sleep now because the next morning I had to carry out a very big task. The next morning I woke up early and then went to the same place, towards that woman's magnificent bungalow. It was around 7 in the morning when rich people are usually in a sound sleep. I reached outside the bungalow and called a number. After a while the door opened and that woman herself came out. Then, without saying anything, she sat on the bike with me. This bike was not mine either. I had borrowed it from a friend for a while because I had to go straight to court. Today I was going to have a court marriage with that same girl. As soon as we reached outside the court and I looked at that girl, she was standing with her head bowed. Her name was Kavya. She was very beautiful. There were tears in her big eyes. The step she was going to take with me today was for her own good. But unfortunately, the memories of the past stood before us. Maybe this was the reason I had decided that I would marry this girl. After some time, we had legally become husband and wife. I could feel her pain in her silence. Her whole body was trembling. Tears were constantly rolling down from her eyes. When she signed the court marriage papers, she started crying bitterly. But it was necessary to do this. Last night when I had gone into that room and that woman had closed the door and left, then I had seen that girl for a moment. She was very beautiful. She looked no less than a movie heroine. Her beauty had stopped me for a moment. Any greedy person would have been ready to take advantage of her at that moment, but the innocence on her face had shaken me to the core. Seeing her innocence, my conscience awoke. I was also very helpless. I needed money, but my heart was confused. While pacing in the room, I was thinking that I wish God would show me a way so that I don't do anything wrong and my need is also fulfilled. Then my eyes fell on a diary lying on a table. It was very beautiful, as if someone had decorated it with a lot of love. Maybe that girl herself had made it. I opened the diary and started reading. The story of that girl's life was written in it. It was written, "This woman is my stepmother, who has convinced everyone that I am crazy. She wants to throw me out of the house so that she can take over my property." It was further written,
My father is now far from me. He thinks I am really crazy, but I am fine. I can't bear all this anymore. If this woman again makes me fall in my...
I felt very sorry for her. Her stepmother, who had called me for work, just wanted me to spend a night with that girl so that her character would be ruined and her father would throw her out of his property. Although I had agreed at the behest of that woman, my soul was not allowing it. That girl was unconscious. Her mother had deliberately drugged her to sleep so that when she woke up, she would feel humiliated. But I was a human, not a monster. I decided that I would not do anything wrong with that girl. I tried to wake her up many times. After trying for a long time, finally her eyes opened. As soon as she looked around the room and then saw me, she got scared and started crying. She said, "Who are you? And what are you doing in my room?" She moved away from me. Her voice was as innocent as she herself was. Calming her down, I said, "There's no need to be afraid. I will tell you everything. I am not a bad person." After that, I told her everything that her mother had asked me to do, and in return, she had also promised to give me 10 lakh rupees. Hearing this, she couldn't believe her ears. She hid her face in her hands and started crying bitterly. She started saying, "I knew that my stepmother is a very mean woman, but I didn't think that she could stoop so low, even being a woman." She started telling me about herself. "When I was 10 years old, my mother died due to an illness. I was the only daughter of my parents. My parents doted on me. We had no shortage of anything. My father had named this bungalow after me right after my birth, and he had spent the rest of his large property on my mother's treatment because he wanted to save my mother at any cost. He spent money like water, but still my mother could not be saved. Then one day she left us forever. After that, my father took the grief of my mother's death to heart and slowly drowned himself in loneliness. He also lost interest in his business. This bungalow was in my name, and I was its owner, but now I started feeling very lonely. I also had to study, but there are some things that a man can only say to his wife. Being a daughter, I used to take full care of my father, but due to being busy with my studies, I could not give him much time. Some of his relatives advised my father that he should get married again. At that time, I was 15 years old, and I was slowly growing up. And then my father married his friend's sister. That woman was a divorcee. Her husband had left her. My father married her and gave her shelter in our house. My father thought that she would take care of his daughter along with him. I also had no objection to this second marriage of my father, because I thought it would remove my father's loneliness, and I would also get motherly love. But this woman started playing tricks one after another as soon as she set foot in the house, because she knew very well. And now, only this bungalow was left, which was in my name. My father's business started doing very well, because after his second marriage, he started paying attention to his work again. But this woman could not tolerate the fact that the bungalow was in her husband's daughter's name. She felt that now she was the owner of this house, and this bungalow should be in her name. I used to go near her, thinking of her as a mother, but she would scold me every time. She used to show a lot of love in front of my father, but as soon as he left, she would start tormenting me. Sometimes she wouldn't give me food. Sometimes she would taunt me. I started getting very upset. Gradually, that woman started making false accusations against me and turned my father against me. Many times my father would listen to me, but many times he would come under the influence of that woman's words and would even raise his hand on me. He told my father such things about my actions that my father also started thinking of me as crazy, and I was locked in this room. I've been locked in this room for the last 7-8 years. My stepmother wants my father to take my property back from me, but so far he has not expressed any such intention. But that woman is constantly trying to somehow get me to name this bungalow after her, because now she is living in this house as my father's wife, and she feels that now she has a right to it. But I don't want my property to be in her name. If she had given me love in return, if she had given me motherly affection, then maybe I would have given the bungalow to her myself. But she just wants to throw me out of this house. I know if I name this bungalow after her, she will take everything from me and destroy me completely. She has already made my life hell. She has proved me crazy. She has turned my father against me, and now I can't even get out of my room. Maybe that's why she played this trick of sending you to my room for one night, so that she could get some kind of footage. Believe me, there must be cameras in this room, and as soon as it's morning, she will show all the recordings to my father. And this time, my father will disown me from my property and throw me out of this house forever. And then, that woman will become the sole owner of this bungalow. Kavya was crying bitterly while saying all this. She started saying, I have no one in this world except my father. But this woman has snatched my father from me. I don't like my life like this at all. I want to die. She was screaming loudly. I silenced her and said that I would support you. Don't worry, I am not a person who would take advantage of you. Hearing my words, she became quiet. I said that I have read your diary. I have realized the truth of your past life. She said, How will you help me? I said, I will marry you. I have no interest in your property. Then I told her my whole plan and, buttoning my shirt, came downstairs. I took her money and left from there. The next day, according to our plan, Kavya told her mother while crying that her honor had been ruined. That's when that woman called me and said that you have done a very good job. I brought Kavya with me and we got a court marriage. At that time, Kavya's father had gone to America for 2 days. When he returned home after 2 days, Kavya's mother told him that your daughter has blackened her face with some boy. Now throw her out of the house. She also wanted to show the recording of the camera installed in Kavya's room. But that recording was destroyed because I had already cut the wire of the camera. Kavya had already told me that there must be cameras in her room, and according to what she said, when I checked the room, the camera was indeed there. Her mother wanted to collect evidence, but I also had such evidence that ruined Kavya's stepmother. Before Kavya's father returned home, I had sent him the call recording of his wife, in which she had said to me that you did a very good thing with my daughter. I wanted her life to be ruined, and now she is crying bitterly. If you need more money, let me know. I had recorded all this on my mobile, and I had sent that recording to Kavya's father. Instead of raising his hand on his daughter, he slapped his wife. Kavya's mother did not expect that she would be caught in her own trap. Kavya also told everything truthfully and said that she had married me. I also reached on the spot and told the whole truth. Kavya's father divorced his second wife and threw her out of the house. Now Kavya's stepmother is wandering from pillar to post, and Kavya's father got me and Kavya married with great pomp. Yes, greed had come to my mind once, but I cannot play with a woman's honor. Seeing my honesty, they said, What was the need for you to get married secretly? I would have happily married my daughter to you. And that's what happened. They got us married with great love. My mother and sister also had no objection because Kavya was not only beautiful, but also the daughter of a respectable and rich father. My married life with Kavya is very happy, and I love her very much. I hope this story has touched your heart. If you like this story, don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and be sure to give your opinion by commenting below. For more such interesting and emotional stories, subscribe to our channel. See you again with a new story.